Hey Kevin, how are you?
Doing well, Steven. How you doing?
Very good, thanks. First, just wanted to check on any fitness or injury issues with any guys coming off the weekend game and heading into the travel day today.
Yeah, look, I think at this stage, there's every player has a knock of some sort, carrying something. We're assessing Christian to see where he's at. There's a couple other players just with the fixture congestion, the travel. We've traveled. I think once we get to Charlotte, it'll be over 6,000 miles in the past week with three matches. So yeah, just trying to keep these guys as healthy as possible going into Charlotte tomorrow evening, and then Columbus on the weekend.
And Christian's issue is the same thing that prevented him from starting the other night.
Correct.
Okay, so it's a muscular thing.
Yeah, it's just tightness. So it's more just risk management. To be fair.
And then a couple guys are suspended on yellows. How are you approaching addressing those outside back positions?
Yeah, I mean we've got. Yeah, I mean the message with the guys is we're going to utilize the full squad during this period. So we're looking at different options. Um, Maybe it's three at the back. Maybe it's like for like swaps in both positions. So we ran through training today and had a look at a couple of different things. So we'll discuss today again and make some final decisions tomorrow on how we want to solve those problems.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Donald Wine.
Thank you. Hey, Kevin, thanks for your time. I want to talk about Charlotte and what you've seen on their film so far that you have to plan for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been interesting, just analyzing their performances. They can be very unpredictable in possession. There's times where they're they're good at building out and finding sixes and hitting diagonals and they look direct. Then and there's times where you look like maybe you can solve that problem, but then they can play. They've got quality in midfield where they can become more indirect and combine centrally to create space to either get in behind or runners coming in between the lines. So it's a very difficult opponent, especially at this moment after the travel into Nashville last week and LA and back, and just looking at them tactically, how we're going to set up to potentially solve multiple problems in the match with how they play and the quality that they have.
As you move forward in the season, I know there's been obviously questions around the next coach and when that's going to happen. But as you have the squad right now, this when the streak is building, how do you kind of maintain and keep the guys level-headed and focused on getting the next result?
Yeah, it's all about just focusing on the next opponent and going one match at a time, and instilling a belief. We all feel like we finished the match on Saturday in a positive fashion, and there's a lot of energy coming out of that. So it's maintaining belief that we can, pick up a result out of these next, run of games, and continuing to push on. But yeah, it's getting the players to believe in we can pick up points on the road in the next two and Austin at home, and the lads have been fantastic in that sense. There's a good belief around the group. There's a lot of positive energy coming off a Saturday night, although we lost the game. But yeah, we're positive rolling into Charlotte tomorrow, and we go from there.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Bruce Murray.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for your time. I'm trying to figure out, United plays in this season so well in the second half, and when the clock starts burning down, how do we get that start from the beginning? How can we get that start from the beginning? Is there any way, tactically that you see that is we can get through that? Because it's clear that DC United is a second half team. We all have played, and we know what a second half team and a first half team looks like. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just about setting the guys up, and look, there's an opponent involved in this as well, and you're on the road in LA, coming off a midweek game where they've had a week to prepare. So it's tough to come out and push forward and be very positive, I'd say, from the beginning when you're dealing with these circumstances. So we want to start strong, start well, and but also it's important that we're organized defensively. And when you're on the road, it's just extremely difficult, especially with the travel that we've been experiencing. So the idea will be to start positive and grow into the match. But it's tough at this stage to ask the players to maintain 90 plus minutes at the energy level that we were putting into the last 20-30 minutes in LA. But hopefully we can start positively on Wednesday night and build on that.
Thanks, Kevin. Good luck.
Thank you.
And then next, we'll go to Dennis Gomez.
Thank you, Kevin, for your time. Knowing that DC has been able to shut down a few teams in the past few games, defensively speaking, you mentioned you were satisfied with the effort this past weekend when we lost to LA. I just want to ask you, after reviewing the game a little bit, do you feel there was something that could have been done better? And what do you hope to see this Wednesday against Charlotte defensively?
Yeah, watching things back and reviewing the match and the meetings we've had and the couple of sessions, we're really looking at details in key moments. And if we can sharpen up in those areas, there should be positive results coming for us. But it's all about the details and being very clear in what we want to do and who and when and where. But it's just tightening up in a couple of areas, and hopefully we can. You need a bit of luck at times as well when you're in a situation like we are, and it's just looking for those moments where we can capitalize ourselves, but at the same time limiting chances for the opponent.
And lastly, what can you say about Gabriel Pirani, who's been on a streak here, scoring 4 goals in the past seven games? And what have you told him about just his performance on the field?
Yeah, he's been very bright. He's a good player. He's creative. He's definitely a player that we want on the ball and in key moments going forward. The message with Gabi is enjoy it, find the ball, find the game, be creative, and giving him that freedom to express himself when he's on the ball. So and bring players into the game at the same time. So he's in a good moment and he's enjoying his football, and we're hopeful that can continue to turn into goals and turn into results and points for our club.
Thank you.
Thank you, and that's it from Zoom.
Thank you.
You going?
Yeah, coach, just obviously coming off your first head coaching match in LA, how has this week been? First time for you after a match that you coached as you prepared on a short week for another match?
Yeah, it's all about just getting in and getting organized off the pitch, on the pitch, and just preparing as much as we possibly can and just getting the work done. There's not a lot of time in between games, so it's important that we're very well organized off the pitch in terms of analyzing previous game, analyzing our next opponent, and then preparing the lads for the next match.
Well, one for me, one of the consistent themes you talked about is kind of togetherness of this group. Obviously, we were on the road for the last few days, and now we're back home in our own training facility. I was just hoping you could expand on that and what you've done, differently since you at home at IPC.
Yeah, it was interesting as things transpired last Wednesday, a week ago. Being on the road, looking back on it was, you could say it was a positive to a certain extent because we were together, from a traveling group. We had a lot of time together to work on the details and how we want to, move forward. Since we've been back in, I think it's been good for the guys to sleep in their own beds. But being back in our own facility now, we've had an opportunity for a couple of days to maybe slow down and see where we're at and take stock and then just prepare for Charlotte tomorrow night.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
And then we'll go back to Bruce Murray on Zoom.
Bruce.
Yeah, sorry, Kevin. One quick question. With Pirani's form, which is fantastic, does he get a little bit more of a free roll up top?
I don't know if I'd call it a free roll, but we want to give him the freedom and within the system, give him the opportunity to be able to go and find space and go and find the ball. But he also knows there's a lot of responsibility in transition and defensively, and he's been brilliant at just understanding those pieces and knowing what's required in those moments. But in order for him, and using those things in order for him to create space and find time to get on the ball and create. So we had a chat today about areas of the pitch that he can go and find space to pick up the ball, and I think there may be opponents may be looking at him and trying to find solutions. So it's important that he's aware of these things, and he has freedom to go and be creative, but at the same time he knows that there's responsibilities outside of that within the game.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
That's it, Kevin. Thank you very much.
Thank you.